If you've ever walked into the holidays thinking, okay, this year I'm staying on track, and then found yourself 3 days later in a sugar fog surrounded by cookie crumbs and regret, this video is for you. Because yes, you can absolutely stay low carb, keto, carnivore, or carnivore-ish through the holidays without feeling deprived, left out, or the one person at the table eating plain chicken breast. Today I'm breaking down what a carnivore holiday really looks like, what I ate on Thanksgiving, what I served my non-carnivore family, and what my Christmas meal will look like, and how you can navigate the sugar landmines without losing your mind or your momentum. This is not about restriction. This is about strategy, planning, and upgrading your traditions so you feel good during the holidays and even better after them. So let's dive in. The holidays aren't hard because of the food, they're hard because of nostalgia, habit loops, and social pressure. You walk into someone's home and suddenly your brain is like, remember the fudge? Remember the hot cocoa? Remember the cookies grandma made with 5 cups of sugar and 3 cups of love? It's not willpower you're battling, it's memory cravings. And that's why staying carnivore during the holidays, it's not about discipline. It's about removing the need for discipline. When you walk in with foods you love, when you have a plan, when your meals taste amazing, suddenly the sugar-laden treats feel less magical and more unnecessary. So let's talk about my Thanksgiving because I ate like a queen and felt amazing afterward. For my carnivore apps, I had deviled eggs and little smokies wrapped in bacon. These two alone are enough to make anyone skip the snack table. For my carnivore dinner, prime rib, perfectly cooked, juicy, rich, holiday worthy. More deviled eggs and bacon and smokies right on my plate. Yes, really. A little chunk of fresh mozzarella to add a little creamy indulgence and to complement the meat. Now for my carnivore dessert, carnivore custard with a little cinnamon and nutmeg, creamy, comfortable, festive, and no blood sugar roller coaster. I felt full, satisfied, and completely in control. No cravings, no temptations, no, I shouldn't have eaten that. Now let's talk about what I provided for my non-carnivore family, because your plate doesn't have to match theirs. Now here's the part most people don't talk about. You can stay carnivore in a household where no one else is. My Thanksgiving table had options for everybody without making me feel tempted or restricted. For appetizers, I served my family tomato basil mozzarella bites, their favorite, plus my deviled eggs and bacon smokies. At the dinner table, my family's sides were green beans, oven roasted red potatoes, and butternut squash. And the family desserts included pumpkin pie and apple pie, both baked by a family member. And here's the truth. None of it tempted me, not even for a second. Because when you're satisfied, really satisfied, the sugar loses its power. This part is huge. Staying carnivore doesn't require forcing everyone else to eat like you. It simply requires you knowing what makes you feel good and serving additional foods your family will enjoy without feeling obligated to eat them yourself. This is true food freedom. Now let's talk about Christmas because this year's feast is going to be legendary. I'm doing a carnivore fondue extravaganza. 3 pots, 3 purposes, and something for everyone. Fondue pot number 1 will be an oil base for cooking meats and veggies for those having them. It is a delicious mix of lard and beef tallow. Perfect for bringing out the natural flavors and getting a crisp golden exterior on bite-sized meats and veggies. Now, fondue pot number 2 will be a grass-fed, non-pasteurized melted cheese. Rich, creamy, dreamy, and totally carnivore. And fondue pot number 3, melted chocolate for my family. Not for me, but my family loves it, and that's what matters most to me. Now, for dipping, we will have bite-sized ribeye, chicken, pork, carnivore buns for me, soft, buttery, and perfect for dipping in the cheese sauce. gluten-free bread for my family to dip, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts for the non-carnivores, fruit for the chocolate pot. And for my dessert, carnivore custard with a scoop of my favorite homemade carnivore coffee ice cream on top. Festive, satisfying, zero urge to dip into the chocolate pot. Fondue is perfect for a mixed household because everyone gets what they want. It feels special and interactive. It's naturally carnivore friendly, and you don't feel left out, ever. Now, if you live with people who aren't carnivore, listen closely because this is where most women get stuck. Here's how I stay in my lane without stress, guilt, or constant temptation. Strategy number 1, own your plate. Your plate is your business. Their plate is theirs. No debates, no explanations necessary, no guilt. After 15 years of keto and carnivore since 2024, my family has learned not to question. If anything, many of them now lean towards keto, and I think that's a win for everyone. Strategy number 2 around the holidays. You don't need permission to eat differently. You don't have to justify where you're eating prime rib or custard instead of pie. You're honoring your health. That's enough. When someone asks me why I'm eating differently, my answer always is I eat the foods that make my body feel best and that I love. Simple and straight to the point. Strategy number 3 around the holidays. Feed your family without sacrificing your goals. Cooking a side dish doesn't obligate you to eat it. Your family might enjoy veggies, potatoes, bread, or even sweets, but you get to enjoy meals that make you feel amazing. And guess what? They don't care what's on your plate. They care that you ate at the same table. My kids are grown and out of the house now, but when I was feeding the whole family, I would always make meat the primary dish with every meal, and usually a salad or a veggie on the side. I had no problem eating just the meat. When I was keto, I would have a small salad with a generous portion of meat on top. Since then, I've transitioned to just the meat, and I'm totally happy. Strategy number 4 around the holidays. Keep carnivore versions of things that you enjoy. This kills cravings instantly. I'm talking things like carnivore buns, butter bites, carnivore ice cream, custard, ribeye bites with melted butter, cheeseburger with a fried egg on top. These aren't treats, they're tools. They're a great carnivore complementary bonus. Strategy number 5 around the holidays. Don't show up hungry, ever. A hungry brain makes emotional decisions. A nourished brain makes intentional ones. Eat your protein and your fat first, and the cravings will disappear. Now let's get honest for a minute. Holiday gatherings are full of traps. But avoiding them doesn't require willpower, it requires strategy. First, bring your own appetizer. If you walk in with deviled eggs, bacon smokies, carnivore buns, your favorite seafood, you're instantly safe from the cookie trays. And people will probably even be sampling your appetizers. Next, prepare a carnivore dessert ahead of time. This stops 90% of sugar sabotage. Next up, use the 10-second holiday pause. Ask yourself, would this make me feel good or regretful? Or my favorite reframe that I teach my clients. Instead of, I'm going to treat myself to X, Y, or Z, something you don't want to eat, say to yourself, I'm going to torture myself with this. You'll be telling yourself the truth, and you'll likely laugh right out loud at the reality of that truth. That question alone can save your holiday. Now let's talk about why carnivore works so well during the holidays. Most women don't realize this. Carnivore stabilizes. It stabilizes hunger hormones, blood sugar, mood, cravings, and energy. And when your hormones are stable, the cookie tray feels a whole lot less seductive. Your holidays are more balanced, less stressful, and you're not white-knuckling your way through the holidays. You're simply satisfied. I believe that the holidays are about joy, not food. We don't remember holidays because of the sugar. We remember them because of the people in our lives. Your memories come from laughter. Your connection comes from your conversation. Your joy comes from being present. And staying carnivore through the holidays lets you show up clear-headed energized, confident, happy, and pants still fitting, not bloated, groggy, or starting over again on January 1st. So simply choose the foods that love you back. Let your family eat what works for them, and give yourself the gift of feeling amazing through this holiday season. Cheers to you and yours, and may you have the most wonderful holiday season. And as always, be good to yourself, be good to others, and keep loving life over 50.